Hello, family. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching the video from. You are most welcome here. Yes, I thank God that you are doing well. He's a faithful God, a good God, a God who loves us, and a God who is always keeping his covenants, keeping his promises, and a God who is always moving with us. And a God who is always wanting goodness in our lives because he is good and his nature is good. Now, we are here, and yes, here we talk about relationships coming together. And the other time we said that life is all about relating. You relate with what God has given you, you relate with your family, you relate with the community, you relate with even anything, even with your phone, anything that God has given, anything that is surrounding you, anything that you are involved with. That is what God has already blessed you with, and you relate with it. It will depend on what kind of a relationship. A spoon, the relationship between you and your spoon is to help you put the food in your mouth. So life is all about relationships. And let me say this, relationships is also all about relationships is also all about complementing one another. If you are my relative, if this phone is my relative, it should be my relative positively. That is why we are saying here, we talk about relationships, and relationships that are going to build us, relationships that are going to help us develop, relationships that are godly, no matter what kind of a God that you worship, no matter what spiritual supreme being that you worship. Here we are not talking about religion. We are talking about coming together in a godly way. The God that you worship, even those who worship their own God, they know why. Now, we need to come together and relate, complement one another, because we are there for one another. The spoon is there for me because it helps me to put food in my mouth. A pen is there because it helps me to put down what I want people to read. The clothes are there. We are relating with the clothes. Why? Because they are there to cover me, and I'm there to wash the clothes. Everyone is there for one reason or the other, for the other person, right? So we need to come together and complement one another, because this life is all about that. Now, I was just thinking about that. Those who have not yet watched the other videos, please just go there and watch. And if you are new here, kindly subscribe, comment, share. Subscribe kindly. And I want to say this, subscribing is just free. When you subscribe, you'll be the first one to receive the video when I sent the video. Yeah, I do it myself, and I thank God for that. But our God is a God of promotion. Now, this is what I was saying. Yeah, I was just, and if you are new here, kindly just subscribe. Subscribe, it will not cost you anything. Now, here, you just look at the way life is nowadays. This life is full of waters. The life and the path to advancement, the path to the other side, because we all want to be on the other side. We all want to cross over that poverty, cross over that pain, cross over that hurting, cross over that undetestable kind of a life. We need to be, everyone has a need to be on the other side, the side that is pleasing. You see, when Jesus with his disciples were sailing across somewhere, Jesus told them, let us cross over. Let us go on the other side. So there is crossing over. There is crossing over. There is going on the other side. And on the other side, always is something that is new, something that is maybe going to change. Yes, Jesus, a crossover. And you know, their crossing over was very helpful, because they found a man who was full of demons, and the man was delivered. Jesus delivered the man, and he changed somebody's life. So when we cross over, at least there is something new in our lives, and there's something that we can talk of and each one of us wants to cross over. But now, what is there in crossing over? There is a lot of muddy waters like this. Water is just making us not cross, because it is too much. The water is overwhelming. The water in this sea of life, the water in this river of life is overwhelming, that it is stopping us crossover. What kind of a water are we experiencing here? We are experiencing the things that are already counted, right? We are experiencing lack. We can take lack as water here. We are experiencing poverty. We are experiencing pain. We are experiencing unfaithfulness. We are experiencing lack of trust and all this. And these things are making us not cross over because life is really becoming hard. Because the life is full of waters. This life is full of waters. Even the life of salvation, the other life, it is full of waters. That it is making it difficult for us to cross over the other side. Right? It is really become life in the relationship between a spouse and another, in the community. There is a lot of waters that is making us not cross over. We are here and we are confused. We have reached a point of no return. The waters are in front of us. Behind us, we have enemies. And of course, according to the promise, we have to go on the other side. But how are we going to go on the other side? We have waters. But let me tell you one thing. There's one thing I've come to realize. In everywhere where there is water ahead of us and behind us, we have the enemies. God has already provided for us authority, a leader, somebody or something that is going to guide us and is going to lead us. Go on the other side. But now, look at this. We have been told we are going, and this person is already giving us, and you know, today, now, when you talk of Christianity, today you can talk of Jesus Christ himself, that yes, Jesus Christ is the one who is leading us through this life to cross over the waters, to cross over the fence, to cross over where things are becoming difficult, where we have come to an end, that ahead of us, it is a problem. Behind us, it is a problem. Remember the Israelites. I want us to look at the book of Exodus chapter 14. Exodus chapter 14. The Israelites are there. They have already been released from Egypt. God has blessed them. Yeah, they are now delivered. They have a freedom now to move to Canaan. But during the course of the moving on the way, there are so many things. They have gone through the wilderness. They have gone through a lot. Remember, we know the story of the Israelites. But when we come to Exodus chapter 14, remember, at first, as Exodus begins there, chapter 14, as it begins, you'll see that Pharaoh does not still want to release the Israelites because he wants to look powerful. But here there is a God who has already sent a voice that the Israelites are supposed to be released. Yes. Do you know every one of us here has a right and qualifies to be delivered, qualifies to be set free, qualifies to be blessed against any kind of a problem that you're going through, to be blessed against every kind of an intimidation that you are going through, every kind of an Egyptian that is putting you down. We are all qualified here because the blood of Jesus has already set us free. So we are all qualified once we just say yes to it. Now, when you look at Exodus chapter 14, now we come down there. I want us to look at we start from Exodus chapter 14 verse 26. We will look at that. Look at this. Here, the Israelites have no hope. They have lost hope. In front of them, there are waters, the Red Sea. Behind them, there are the Egyptians who are following them to finish them. So they are in a point of confusion. They don't even know what to do and they lose hope. To them, that is the end of it all, because either way, it is the end of them, because when they get into that water, they are going to die. When they remain there, they don't get into the water, the enemies will come and take them back or even kill them. Okay? The enemy now here, the chariots, the Pharaoh had sent chariots to follow them. Those soldiers, they were following to bring them back or even to kill them. We don't know. Now, either way, there is a time there is a point where a family will reach a point where you're just looking at one another like this. You are there looking at one another like you don't even know what to do. Because in front of you, there is what you cannot work out on. Behind you, there is also what you cannot help yourself with. Ahead of you, it is death. Behind you, it is death. Because now you have reached a point of no return. You have lost hope. When you come to your children, you find that where your children are now, you cannot help them. Where the community is now, you can, even if you do what, there is no help. There is no solution. You have come to a point of no solution. As a family, children are supposed to go to school, but there is no solution. As a family, we are not doing well. There is no peace. There is no love. And where it is, that is where people are even going to divorces. Why? We divorce because we have reached a point of no help now. We have reached a point of a lot of waters ahead of us, and behind us we have the enemy. So there is no help now, and we have lost hope. The Israelites did that. They reached a point, a lot of waters. Today, we are in a place that economically ahead of us, a lot of water. Spiritually ahead of us, a lot of water. Socially ahead of us, a lot of water. When we come to wealth, a lot of water ahead of us. That now we cannot bring ourselves to freedom. Poverty is becoming too much. That poverty has become a lot of water. Hatred has become a lot of water. Lack of trust has become a lot of water. And now you reach a point of giving up, losing hope. I have such an experience that sometimes it reaches a point you don't even know now what to do. Because when you do things, they are not working. When you do things are not, you feel now you are giving up and you have lost hope. Now it is just to live like that, and you let things take themselves away and let things just happen the way they are going to happen. Many of us have reached such a point. But remember, there's somebody here who was given the mandate. But now, if you are chosen by God as the Moses today, are you doing it? We have so many Moseses today who are not doing what God has told them. Let us look at verse 26. I think we are not going to finish this today. We shall finish it in the other video. Look at this. God said to Moses, stretch out your hand. After they reached now the Red Sea, stretch out your hand over the sea, and the waters will come back over the Egyptians, over their chariots, over their horsemen. Today we can say our Moses is Jesus. Okay, now because you talk about relationships here among the people that we stay with, among our people, or among whatever thing that you have that you are relating with, whatever person that you are relating with. This is the thing that the people that you are talking about. Can you be a Moses to lift up your hand for the other people? Can you be a Moses who has been given the grace to save your family, where your family has reached a point of no return, a point of losing hope? Can you become a Moses? Can you become a Moses in that community? Can you become a Moses in that ministry? Instead of becoming a Moses, people are now they are becoming the chariots. They are becoming the chariots, coming to take other people, to take them back to slavery, affecting other people's lives negatively. Can you be the Moses who is lifting up the hand like this for the waters to separate as instructed by God? Because it is not a mistake that you are given those people. It is not a mistake that you have found yourself among those people that you are with there, among those people that you are staying together with. In that family, it is not a mistake. In that community, it is not a mistake. In that ministry, it is not a mistake. Wherever you are in that kind of a life, it is not a mistake. Can you be the Moses to lift up your hand when people are experiencing waters ahead of them, when people are having a challenge, when people are having a shortcoming? Instead of becoming the chariots, Pharaoh's chariot, why can't you become a Moses? Why can't you become a Moses today and you lift up your hand to make the water separate? Because yes, God has given you that grace. Why do you want to become a Pharaoh? Why are you coming for people instead of giving people a solution to move on and advance? You are coming for people to take them back where they came from. Why are you causing people to go back to problems? Why can't you help people to go to Canaan? Why can't you help people to cross over? You are taking people back. Why? What kind of a Moses are you? Are you a Moses? Not what kind of a Moses are you? What kind of a person, what kind of a relative are you to your siblings, to the community, to the people that you're interacting with? What are you? Are you taking your people to Canaan? Are you helping your people to cross over the Red Sea? The waters of poverty, waters of hatred, waters of untrustworthy, waters of any kind of a challenge in our lives. Are you helping people, or you are the chariot who is coming to take people back? Instead of helping me to advance, you are putting me down, taking me back to where you are bringing back the pain, you are bringing back the problems, the challenges, and I was already delivered from the challenges. You are supposed to be my Moses and you help me lift up the hand, and by lifting up the hand, it is praying for me, talking to me, giving me a positive word, giving me an encouraging word, helping me go through and encouraging me. and not seeing me as a problem. You see, Moses would have just looked at these people like this and then see them as a problem. And then he says, to hell. And then he doesn't do what, of course, the hands were his. If he wanted, he would not have lifted up their hands. But imagine, he did it because he was doing what God told him to do. If you are placed there, if you are there and you have the grace, why can't you lift up your hand for the other people to cross over, for the waters to separate that people may cross over? Why are you coming for people? Look, then Moses, what is God telling? We have read 27. Now we are in 27. Moses stretched his hand out over the sea as the day broke and the Egyptians were running. The sea returned to its place as before. Look, after now, okay, they crossed over. Yes, they crossed over. Stretch out your hand over the sea and the waters would come back over the Egyptians over. No, this is about 26 is about the Egyptians who were following them. Now, but before that, God had told Moses, and then when Moses did it, Moses was not, it is up there. When Moses did it, Moses was not selfish. He did it until every one of them went through. He was the last one because the hand was still up there. The hand was still up there. Okay, 21, verse 21. Okay, verse 21. Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and God, with a terrific east wind all night long, made the sea go back. He made the sea dry ground. The sea waters split. The sea waters split. The sea waters split. Why? For people. Can you make people's water split? Can you make that problem split and you make people get a breakthrough through the problem? Can you make the dry land for people for that problem, dry land? Can you become a help instead of becoming a chariot, Pharaoh's chariot? Can you become Moses? Okay, the Israelites walked through. This is verse 22. We have read 21, Exodus 14:21. Now we are in verse 22. The Israelites walked through the sea on dry ground with waters, a wall to the right and to the left. This and this. Moses made a way through his hand by the grace of God for the Israelites, and they walked through. Can we lift up our hands and we become the Moses for people today? Let us stop taking people back there. Let us stop becoming what we are not supposed to become. Can we become people's Moses today, that we help people? We have so many waters, a lot of waters ahead of us. Can't you help? Can you lift up your hand and you let people have a breakthrough? You let people cross over. You help people go through that problem. You help people go through that problem that is in that community, in that family, in that place of work, in that ministry. Can we be positive kindly? And I want to remind you, Moses had a brother and a sister, Aaron and Miriam, and they discussed him. But God punished them. Listen to me. Moses prayed for them and they were delivered. Let us become a Moses to people today. God bless us so much. I love you. This is Mercy Mweli. Kindly subscribe, like, comment, and share. We shall continue that next time. Thank you so much.